Okay, it's time for another ranked run, and we're going to be jumping in with the mage once again, but this time we're using the puzzle box starting bag. Basically, this is going to give us items inside trigger 20% slower, and after 5 seconds they trigger 50% faster instead. When we buy bags, we have a 50% chance to restock with a puzzle bag. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what we can do today. So we do start off with our broom and the wand of equilibrium. So I'm not entirely sure what we're going to go for first of all. A broom on sale though. With healing herbs, I would gladly take 2 of these. Shiny shell for a bit of a heal, and I will roll once. And holy moly, are we getting some items on sale. Now the thing is, I actually want to craft up a hero sword instead of having double brooms, to be honest. So we're going to be taking our whetstone, and I'm thinking about taking another set of healing herbs. But I do need to figure out how the frick we're going to fit in our staff, our broom, along with our whetstone, and a hero sword as well. So I don't think there is a way to have our whetstone in between our broom and our wooden sword, unfortunately. So I'm going to rock on with this. I'm going to take our set of healing herbs. I'm looking at this garlic and I kind of want to take it to... Yeah, we're going to venture on with this. Now, is this going to be a decent round one? We'll see. Because this broom is going to be traveling pretty slow. But after 5 seconds, it is going to go super, super fast. We are going to begin another mage, rocking a very similar backpack, except they do have the chipped amethyst, which cleanses any blind we do inflict on them. But, unfortunately, I think they're going to have the advantage over us with that shield. So we do end up losing. Super unfortunate it is what it is. Let me craft up that hero sword. Now, we did get a chessboard. But first of all, let's grab our fanny pack, which does give us another backpack, the puzzle bag of love. Items inside heal for 20% more. Well, I'm going to take that. I'm also going to take a garlic as well. And I do want to put our shiny shell and our healing herbs inside our puzzle bag of love. And we could take the new chessboard, and we probably should. But I kind of want to go for a Falcon Blade type setup. Falcon Blade, and I want to try out the new Water Elemental subclass. Which means I don't really want chessboard. I want cold items most of all. So I'm not going to take it. I'm going to roll, however. We do get a book. We also get a spell scroll, which I want to grab as well. And a big old banana too, which I'm going to take because the big old banana is going to heal us also. So I do want these items as well. And I am going to venture on with this. So we'll see how we get on. We are going to begin a Pyromancer, rocking a fire pit, with the wolf badge, so we're going to get some battle rage. But I think we should have the advantage over the opponents because they don't have a whole lot of items in their backpack. They just have a few flames, giving them max life, and some damage reduction once they drop below 50% HP. And you know what? Definitely not too bad. Now the thing is, if I'm going for Water Elemental, I actually really want to grab unique skill because that's going to trigger super fast, which is going to be perfect. I'm going to take it. It does give us a elite badge for some crits, which I'm going to take as well. That's going to be too good not to take. And we bought a treasure item. But let's grab our bag. Didn't give us a bag this time, unfortunately. Now we could put a unique on our wand of equilibrium. But we're going to start off with regen, so we're not going to get regen. We're going to get luck, so this is literally going to give us mana. Which we really don't want that. We could put it on our banana to trigger that a little bit faster also. To get a bit more heals from this, which I'm kind of down for. So I'm going to venture on with this. You want to grab our spells, so you can craft those up, and we are going to begin an adventure with a piece of twine. Which, honestly, I'm just going to pause this for a second and read this. Star item activates 20% chance to gain 2 max health. Chances increased by 20% for each neutral item inside. And they're actually going to be crafting up a banana ring by the looks of it. But are we going to be able to take them out? So far we got not too bad life. We got tons of regen. We're healing back up. This banana is triggering every 4 seconds basically. That's not looking too bad. Hell yeah. Awesome even. Now we could go Leap Badge, Flame Badge, and multi-class. But I don't want that. I do want to grab our Magic for Dummies, our Spell Scroll also. Let's take another Garlic, and let's roll again. We could have went for Flame Up too. Flame Up would have been kind of nice as well, but I don't really want another book. Honestly, yeah, definitely don't want that. We'll grab this bag, however, so I'm going to sell our Garlic to take it. We didn't get another bag, unfortunately. I'm going to place our Spell Scroll Regrow down below. Now, I do want to be crafting up that Ice Flower once we do get our Falcon Blade. But next runs, we're going to be rolling quite a bit to try and find ourselves some gloves. But can we take on this ranger, who is rocking a Viney basket? They're going to get tons and tons of heals, since we're going to have so much nature items inside their Viney basket. They're also rocking super spacious, which is why they have so much freaking space. And honestly, super spacious would be good for this mage character. However, can we actually keep up? Because unfortunately, it's not looking too great. We got lots and lots of accuracy, but accuracy doesn't do too much for us. It does scale up our crits a small bit, but our DPS is really not great, unfortunately. And we do end up falling short. It is what it is. We did, however, get a stable recombobulator, which we're going to have to take. And nice little change, you can see how much gold you're going to be offering up also. So we definitely want to be offering up quite a bit of gold every round with the stable recombobulator. Mostly 7 to try to get their amulets. I'm going to take our leap edge as I roll for now, trying to find our pair of gloves. And we did get a Spree Rin's Guide to Ice, which is going to be a cold item. Hell yeah, I do want to take that. But for now, I'm going to be offering up our healing herbs, our shiny shell, our wand of equilibrium, and our magic for dummies to try and get some craziness from our stable recombobulator. I'm going to sell our garlic to roll as well. And we do get an acorn collar, which I'm going to have to take also. But we'll see how we get on with this. If we do get some mana from our stable recombobulator, we can inflict some cold, which is going to be really nice as well. We are going to begin a big hammer with a little hammer and a dagger as well. And just an insane amount of storage, not a whole lot of items. So I definitely think we should have the advantage, especially with our stable recombobulator. That is for sure. And you know what? Not too bad. Now what the frick are we going to get? Something awesome, hopefully. A lucky pig and a strong peasant's flask. Not that great. Now we could take the adventurer's badge, the twine badge, and get some crazy weapon situation also, but honestly, I think I'm happy enough with the leap badge. I did take the leap badge because crits is just crazy, to be honest. I do want to grab our acorn collar so we get some crits on our weapons. I do want to grab Wonky Snowman. And I really want to roll, looking for a pair of gloves. So I'm going to roll again. And we did get a Badger Spirit Companion. Every 4 seconds, use 1 mana, gain 20 max health. Plus 2 for each nature item. Health drops below 50%, heal for 20% of your max health once. But you can only have 1 Spirit Companion. Now I'm only going to be offering up our Strong Peasant's Flask for right now. I'm going to have our Lucky Pig target our acorn collar as well. And I'm not going to take our Badger for now. I'm just going to venture on with this. And I'm keeping our snowballs, to be honest, instead of crafting up a snow stick. Because I want as much cold items as possible. Potentially go for a frostbite. However, are we going to be able to keep up with a little chestnut, with a hero longsword with just an insane amount of damage? Unfortunately, I don't think so. Definitely not. What do we get? Okay, we got a dead sight and a little white pawn. Now I do want to grab our celebrity race. I do want to grab our mana orb. I'm going to sell the dead sight, and I do want to roll. Now I really do not want to craft up magic staff either. We're going to sell the pawn. We're going to grab this. I want to craft up that ice flower. You also want to grab a Free Run's Guide again. And I want to roll again. We got our first pair of gloves. About time, to be honest. I'm going to sell 1 set of healing herbs to take this fanny bag. Didn't give us a bag, unfortunately. And this time I'm going to be offering up our broom. I'm going to be offering up a broom this time. We have Free Run's Guide. And yeah, we're going to be getting our gloves. And I'm going to move on with this. Now, is this really going to be good enough? We'll have to find out. We are going to begin a Reaper with a deck of cards. With the Echoing Battle Cry, they're going to trigger their starter battle effects. Which, I'm not sure why they don't have their Holy Armor on it. Having it on their Holy Armor, they get a crap ton of block. Now, they did reflect some of our debuffs, which is super unfortunate. But as long as we keep getting mana with our Free Run's Guide, we can inflict a bunch of cold. We do have to generate up a lot of mana. And unfortunately, it's really not looking too great. However, holy moly, we just barely survived that. That's kind of crazy. Genuine craziness. We also craft up the Ice Flower, which with the Ice Flower, weapon attacks have a 30% chance to gain or to use mana to inflict 2 cold. Which is why I did want to go for the Falcon Blade. I want a super fast Falcon Blade with a 30% chance to be inflicting a bunch of cold. That's for sure. And I really want to grab Water Elemental since we do have a lot of cold items. Hey everyone, just pausing the video. They say my dumbass read the Water Elemental's effects completely wrong. I read it as gain that mana, get those effects basically. Instead of use that mana, get those effects. So I would have played this build a little bit differently based on that. And I just want to say that I think an instant proc and mana orb could make this go nuts. Anyways, back to the video. Now, do you want to grab another spell scroll? Because we can craft up another ice flower with that. We want to grab our gloves. We want to roll again. And I want to roll again. I don't really want the Encyclopedia of Darkness. I'm going to roll again. We do get our gloves. We're going to get a Falcon Blade. We can also craft up a Null Blade too, which uses luck to gain 1 damage and use 1 regen to remove 2 buffs from your opponents. Or we could craft up a Dead Lotus, which gives us mana. I think we're probably going to go with that. Or we could go with the Devouring Spear. Triggers 1% faster for each cold. 2% faster for each blinding opponent as well. And it's also going to give us Vampirism. Maybe we want to go with that, because I do want to go for, potentially, a Frostbite. Want to sell our piggy bank? I'm going to sell the wooden sword because I do want to take our gloves. The unfortunate thing is, I want to be offering up something with our Unstable Recon Bob later, but yeah, we really just cannot afford to. So we're definitely going to be crafting up our Falcon Blade. And we're going to have a super fast Water Elemental. The problem is, we're not going to be offering up anything with our Stable Recon Bob later. We're going to be offering up pretty much anything at all. Maybe I'll get rid of our set of blueberries, because it is going to be 3 gold worth extra. I do want to grab a storage. I do want to grab the Spell Scroll Dark Frenzy along with the Spell Scroll Blessing Purity, and I am going to venture on with this. But we'll see. With our Lucky Pig, we also have a chance to gain extra mana on hit, and also a chance to inflict that cold. So we're going to be trying to become a big cold stacking build, stopping our opponents from actually just playing the game. But can we keep up with this adventure? We do have a lot of cold on them. They do have a Cat Spirit Companion, which belongs to the Mage. And I have no idea what their subclass does to scale. But we're starting to deal some big damage. And hell yeah, we do need to generate up a lot of mana. However, we got our Falcon Blade. We got our Mage's Hat as well. And I don't really want that. But Tim with the Falcon Blade? Especially being on sale? Hell yeah. Let's sell our Mage's Hat. Let's grab our potion belts. It didn't give us another freaking bag, unfortunately. And I do want to craft up the Dark Lotus. Although I do want to keep it for another Ice Flower. But I think we're going to take a Dead Lotus. And I think I might actually let go of this Spell Scroll for now, as I roll. And what the hell is this? Nature's Chronicles Trees. Every 3 seconds, use 1 regen to gain 1 luck and 1 spike. Kind of interesting. Now I'm going to reserve this stamina sec. I'm going to be offering up 1 little chipped amethyst. And I'm going to move on with this. And the Falcon Blade does speed up our Water Elemental. 1.8 seconds compared to our opponent's 4.16 seconds. And we should be able to inflict a lot of cold, as our Falcon Blade steals our opponent's buffs too, with Tim. So it's not looking too bad. And you know what? Hell yeah. We're going to fight with 3 unique items. Not too bad. And we got our Dead Lotus, which is going to give us a bunch of mana. And we could take Shielded. Craft up a Moon Shield, which I'm going to do, because that's going to be a lot of mana for us. We could take Nourish Please, which does inflict a bunch of cold from the very beginning, allowing us to stack up our debuffs. Or we take Blood Manipulation, get a bunch of Life Steal for our Falcon Blade. But I think we're going to take Shielded. We also got the Spirit Owl, which is going to give us a crap ton of mana. I'm going to have to take that. I do want to roll another Mage's Hat. Leather Armor I do kind of want to grab. Not to craft up an Ice Armor, but to craft up a Vampiric Armor. We also got another Spell Scroll Dark Frenzy, which I really want to grab. I'm going to sell our bag of stones so we can take our Protectable Purse. And it finally gives a new bag. Effect durations inside increased by 30%. And for right now, I am going to venture on with this. So we have our Mana Orb targeting our Dead Lotus along with our Spirit Owl. So we have a 20% chance to duplicate any mana we do get. And once we get to 30 mana, this is going to start inflicting a bunch of cold. But I am going to venture on. I'm going to be offering up 1 flame. And we'll see how we get on with this. We are going to begin a double Burning Sword with an Owl Spirit Companion. They're going to be trying to duplicate a bunch of heat, especially with Double Rainbow. And if they get lots and lots of heat with their Burning Swords, they're going to start to deal some big damage. But we do counter them quite a bit by slowing them down as much as possible. We do get a big mana buff bomb, and not too bad. A win around with 4 different class items. What do we get? Okay, garlic and a lump of coal. Not so great. Let's take this puzzle bag. Effect duration, I'm not sure what we're going to place in that. There's nothing we really have so far for that. We'll take this though. We're going to roll. Potion bag on sale. And we do get items in side have a 20% chance to duplicate buffs, which is going to be awesome. So I'm going to sell this to grab it. And it gives us a second one. Holy moly, that's going to be nuts. And we want this one exactly here. So we're going to have a chance to duplicate quite a few buffs. To be honest. Because with our water elemental, with hits from this, it's going to stack up mana. With our mana orb, with our owl spirit companion. Yeah, we're going to generate up so much mana. It's going to be kind of nuts. Am I going to take a second one though? I'm not sure if I want to. I'm going to be moving on with this. I'm going to be offering up our lump of coal along with our garlic as well. And we'll see. I'd love to grab more ice flowers. More ice flowers means more coal stacking, which would be straight up nuts. More pre-rinse guides, inflicting more cold, slowing down our opponent like crazy, and getting our water elemental built up to start inflicting a bunch of cold. We got lots of vampirism, we got lots of regen, and it's not looking too bad. Just want to find more mana orbs to try and get more big mana buff bombs. And hell yeah, not too bad actually. Now we did finally. That's a Hawk Rune. What the craziness that is. That's going to be so much damage for us. Hell yeah, along with a deck of cards. I'm not sure if I want a deck of cards. I do want a shield though. I do want to craft up a moon shield. But I'm going to sell our deck of cards. I do want to grab this, and we could craft up that devouring spear, which I'm down for. As for the moon shield, I'm not sure if I'm ready to craft up the moon shield until we find ourselves that extra mana orb. But I am going to venture on. I'm going to be offering up our big old banana with our steel brick bob letter. And we'll see how we get on with this. The devouring spear is going to generate up a lot of vampirism for us, which could be kind of good. Now this is a double pandemonium. That's so much poison on us. Can we still keep up? Because we're answering back with a lot of damage, and holy moly, do we just bring it back in time. Not too bad. What do we get? Craft up a devouring spear. Every 5 seconds gain 1 vampirism. Deal 10 effect damage with 100% lifesteal, and triggers 1% faster for each cold and 2% faster for each blind, which is nice. And then we also got the puzzle bag of energy. So items inside have refund 25% of the buffs used, which is genuinely crazy. You can create basically an amulet of energy. We can refund a crazy absurd amount of mana from this also. However, we did get our Hunger Blade. Let's grab this fanny pack. Let's go ahead and grab a Wonky Snowman. Let's roll again. And we straight up could just lamp our Falcon Blade. Problem is, I can't really fit in our Shield of Valor just yet. We could just place it up top, lose some chance. We trigger this. And get some mana and some block. Which doesn't seem too bad either. Now, I do want to offer up this little green gemstone. I do want to keep in our Lucky Pig as well. And I'm going to place it on our Owl Spirit Companion. But, yeah, we're going to be moving on. The problem is, we did get rid of a big old banana, so our stamina consumption is not going to be so crap. And eventually, we do want our Hunger Blade over beside our Ice Flower, so we have a chance to inflict some cold as well. Once we get a Frostbite, it's going to be doing some big damage. However, we are going to be getting an adventure with a freaking turtle. We're going to be getting lots and lots of block. We're starting to deal some big damage. And we're stacking up an insane amount of cold. So it's not looking too bad. With some crits as well. Hell yeah. Not too bad. End the fight with 100 buffs. Go to stamina 10 times during a single fight. 2 trophies. 1 run. Our DPS is a bit on the low side. With 27 DPS being our water elemental doing the most of it. Since we don't have any stamina, our Falcon Blade really can't do too much. But once we get a Frostbite, that's going to do a lot more damage. As for heals, we do end up with 10 healing per second, which is not that crazy to be honest. And as for block, no block. Main source of defense though is that colds and that shield. So I do believe we can actually make this a lot crazier. We've got a Frostbite. We also got the rope, which is an adventure specific item. Item activates. The diamond item triggers 10% faster for 4 seconds, up to 50% shared by all ropes. Okay, let's take our Jin's Lamp. Let's take this little bit of storage, let's roll. We also got a Spell Scroll Ice Block, which I'm going to be taking. And I want to roll again. Now, Vampiric Armor is going to be pretty darn sweet. We also want this Stamina Sack also. But I think it's time we do craft up our Moon Shield. But I think I'm actually going to sell 1 Snowball. I'm going to sell 1 Snowball because I do want to grab this Stamina Sack. Unfortunately, we didn't get ourselves any more bags. Now, having no stamina is not going to be so great for us. We should be able to inflict quite a bit of cold. Once we get our Moon Shield in, with our Vampiric Armor, we should be able to get a lot of mana from the get-go. increasing the speed of our water elemental from the get-go as well. And yeah, I'm going to venture on with this for now. We also have our Ice Flower target our shield as well. And I do actually want to place this over here for now too. And yeah, I'm going to venture on with this. So we have 60% chance to block melee weapons. We're not going to be generating as much mana since we do have our mana orb out of the way, but we are going to begin a hammer dagger build. So we should be able to block a lot of damage with our shield. We're going to be slowing down like crazy once again. And our Frostbite should be able to deal some big damage based on how much cold they have on them with our Vampirism, and not too bad. Kind of amazing. We did craft up a Moon Shield, which we did get a trophy for. We do get a Stone Skin Pot, which I kind of want to grab along with a Bloody Amulet. I want to roll. And I really, really want this storage. And I really want to craft up another Ice Flower. We're back in a second while I sort the inventory out once again. And I'm going to sell this rope. I'm going to sell this rope because I do want to grab our stamina stack. Hoping that we get another bag, which unfortunately, I haven't got a bag in a while. I did change the setup around, so we're making better use of this Ice Flower. We should be able to potentially stack up more mana, while also getting our weapons to inflict a bunch of cold as well. Now we do really, really want to craft up a second one of these Ice Flowers as well. But we should be able to generate up a lot of mana from the get-go, meaning our Water Elemental should basically be able to trigger its effect from the get-go. However, we did only get 9 mana, which is not insanely awesome. However, we are inflicting a ton of cold, and it's definitely not looking too bad. And amazing. Genuine amazingness. We crafted up Vampiric Armor, got an achievement for it, and now we do have Scaling Block. Let's grab you, let's roll again, and I do want to grab another Stone Skin Pot with this too. It does finally give us a puzzle bag, which now has items inside have a 25% chance to duplicate the debuffs they inflict, which could be kind of interesting. I do want to grab it, but again, I do want to be offering up stuff with our Stable Recon Bob later. We'll be back in a second while I sort the inventory out once again. I'm going to take this, I'm going to be crafting up our Ice Flower again, and I did move our setup around, so we're not going to be using this as much, the puzzle bag of improvements. It is going to give us a bunch of mana, which is going to be really, really nice. And I'm going to have our Owl Spirit Companion giving us a bunch of mana if possible, with a bit of luck, and potentially lamping our Water Elemental as well. But let's go to see if this is going to be good enough. Is this going to win out this rounds? We are going to begin a full body protection, which means our Water Elemental isn't going to be doing too much, to be honest. But as long as we keep slowing it down, they can't deal our damage. We've got insane amounts of mana. And yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. We're stacking up our crits. We did end up lamping our Water Elemental as well. And we got insane amount of block. And you know what? It's definitely not too bad. Awesome even. Now once we get our Ice Flower, once again, we should be in an even better spot. Let's take our puzzle bag. Let's take a Bloody Amulet since it is on sale and I do want to roll. I really want to grab another Spell Scroll with a Fanny Pack. Let's keep rolling. Now more wonky snowmans is kind of nice. So I'm going to sell our puzzle bag of love to grab it. I'm just going to have this Ice Flower down in this position for now. I'm actually going to have this in here as well, so we can use mana to regenerate stamina, which is actually kind of nice, and something we probably should have been doing in the first place. And also, we can actually craft this up, which I did not realize we can do. So we can craft this up into red Archer color. Items steal 3% life for each luck, up to 50%, gain 5% crit chance for each Vampirism. Holy moly, that's kind of nuts. You don't get crit chance for luck anymore. It's based on Vampirism. Are we going to have more Vampirism than luck? I don't think I still want to craft it up, unfortunately. I'm going to venture on with this for now though. We should be able to inflict a little bit more colds with our Ice Flowers. Potentially. We'll see though. Well, we do have 8 Vampirism, 9 Vampirism, so we do have the potential to actually craft it up. But we're doing some insane damage, and it's not looking too bad. Hell yeah, gonna get a Crossblades type opponent. Unfortunate thing is, it is the final round, so we can't craft anymore, unfortunately. Let's grab you. Didn't get a new bag. Let's roll again. And we could take a Spell Scroll Dark Frenzy, which I don't think I want. More Vampirism we'll take. Let's take another bag. It does give us a Puzzle Bag of Endurance, which honestly is not that great for us. Let's keep rolling for now. And we're going to sell it and we're going to roll again. No more block. Not too bad. And I'd love to grab ourselves one final mana orb, which we didn't actually get. Now honestly, what a crazy build. From a Falcon Blade Water Elemental to cold stacking type build. Now if we had more mana orbs to go for big mana buff bombs, yeah, this would be a lot better for sure. But let's not waste any time. Let's see if we can actually win out. Are we going to fall short? We'll see. We are going to begin a Happy Bomb, double rainbow heat stacking Paradise Barb with a Stone Golem also. The good news is they're going to take quite some time to actually get their regen stacked up to activate their Stone Golem. But we're definitely going to be slowing down even more with that cold, and that Happy Bomb is now triggering after 13 seconds. And every bit of cold is going to delay that bomb by quite a bit, but they do have tons and tons of heat. But once the Happy Bomb goes off, they're going to be going at a snail's pace because they're going to use up all their buffs. But they got their Stone Golem online, which could be troublesome. With the Stone Shoes, a Water Elemental doesn't do any damage. But that's a lot of cold. And hell yeah. Again, use up all their heat. So they became a snail, basically. But anyways, we did end up with a 51 DPS compared to our opponent's 10 DPS. Frostbite doing vast majority of it. Frostbite with this build looks kind of awesome. As for heals, we ended up with 20 healing per second, which is not too bad. With Vampirism, it's not crazy by any means, but with block, it's almost 60 defenses per second, basically. And as for cold, we're inflicting about 7 cold per second. But anyways, we did try 4 lives left. Let's go and see just how much rank points we managed to get. Plus 42 once again. Almost ranking us up from bronze. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to look over for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, we're back in some round 18 fights, and we're going to see what we can do with a cold stacking build. Potentially stop our opponent from playing the game. They also have Water Elemental, but we're definitely inflicting their colds. They're not really getting any cold on us as well. And you know what? Definitely not looking too bad with a big old 90 crit. Hell yeah. Now, can we deal with a Starfire Dragon's Nest? A pretty meta build for the Starfire, to be honest. With the Dragons, are going to be dealing some big damage. But it's not looking like they have too much defense this year. So we should potentially be able to